AITA for telling my fiancé if I see her friend again I'm calling the cops. Edit. Update. I want to thank you all for the kind words and comments. I knew after reading the comments that it was time to come to a resolution. I decided to drive home from work and talk with Erica. When I showed up, Leah's car was parked in the drive. I went inside and they were watching TV. I told Leah immediately to get out. She tried to argue, but I told her if she didn't then I'm calling the police. Erica tried to get pissy that I kicked her friend out, but I said I'm done talking about Leah because at this point nothing is changing with that relationship. Sat Erica down and showed her this post. 20 minutes of reading later I asked her what she thought. She said, "Those people don't understand our relationship or Leah." I knew then that it was over. I asked her to hold out her hand and I took the ring off. She begged, saying she is sorry and she'll cut Leah off, etc. I told her I can't even trust her with the garage code. How am I supposed to trust her as my wife? She's locked herself in our room now. I'm in the kitchen packing up her things. I called her dad, mom, telling them about what has happened and they were furious. Leah is apparently banned from their house and has been since HS. I didn't know this, but her parents said it's been like this since HS. They are coming this weekend to get Erica and the stuff. I couldn't be any happier than I am right now. A huge weight feels lifted off my shoulders. I felt like if I never made this post I wouldn't have ever seen how messed up my life had become. Sincerely, thank you everyone. Can't wait to take my clubs out and play around now that I have more free time. Really excited to see what single life brings and can't thank you all enough again. Me, 29M, and Erica, 27F, dated for 2 years and have been engaged the last 4 months. After we got engaged, Erica moved into my house. I still pay the mortgage while she pays for utilities, groceries and household items. After we get married, the plan is to put her on the house so she gets equity as well. Her friend Leah, 27F, and her have been best friends since high school. I don't particularly like Leah but have also been cordial as I know she's gonna be in my life. My issue is Leah thinks of my home as hers. Couple examples. She always brings her boyfriend over and he's a sketchball. She talks to me in a very disrespectful way in my own house, like I'm a guest and she, Erica, own it. One day I went out to my garage and some of my tools were missing. I checked my camera and Leah, BF, were in my garage with Erica and took some tools with them. I asked Erica and she said they were just borrowing and would return them. I had to reach out multiple times for them to finally return the tools weeks later. I have a nice wine, liquor collection and I was working late one Friday. While working I heard some clanking of bottles together. Erica wasn't home so I went out to see what was up. Leah was behind my bar. I asked what she was doing and she said that Erica told her it was okay to borrow a bottle of wine for her party and that she would pay it back. I told her no, that wasn't all right and to leave. I asked Erica about this and she said, I don't remember telling Leah she could take a bottle but I might have, I don't remember. I told her at this point I wasn't comfortable with Leah being in my house. Erica sorta understood but also blew me off. Final straw came when I wanted to go hit some golf balls and my clubs were missing. I freaked out because I golf regularly and my clubs are my biggest investment. Went to check the camera again and Leah used my garage code and took the clubs. I blew up, called Erica and told her to get them back immediately. Erica said Leah had asked for the garage code to grab some clothes from her closet and not my clubs. I threatened to call the police but Erica stopped me. Leah kept telling us that her boyfriend needed them for a work thing. I got them back almost 4 days after they were taken and they were dirty. At this point I sat Erica down and told her that if I see Leah in my house again then I'm calling the cops, no discussion. Erica got upset saying that it's her best friend and that wasn't fair to do to her in our house. I said it's a pattern and since Erica's stuff isn't affected she doesn't care. I said she can go over to Leah's if she wants to see her. She said she can't do this because Leah doesn't like her apartment and Leah's BF is always there, which makes Erica uncomfortable. I'm now getting the silent treatment and getting called an but I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. AITA? Do not put this woman on the deed to your home. Heck, don't marry her. You don't have a Leah problem, you have a fiancé problem. Time to move on, buddy. NTA. Also, I would keep copies of the security footage, just in case, and change the garage code. NTA. But are you sure you want to marry this woman? She's either an idiot for letting her friend rob you both or the two of them are in on something. You are NTA but you are focusing on the wrong issue. You have a problem. Leah would never have had the chance of disrespecting you. Not more that once at least. If your fiancé had done her job and put her in her place. Your fiancé has no respect for you and your property. Your girlfriend is tough for putting a literal thief over you. You have every right to call the police, and I'm actually shook that she's not on your side on this. NTA. She literally stole from you. End of story. NTA. You're being disrespected by all the people involved including your own partner. How bad will it get when she in on the papers? I'd be letting that wait a while till this situation sorts itself out. Your partner has a responsibility to put across healthy boundaries and it seems you're having the piss ripped right out you. Careful. Once she's on the deed she's going to pull the "well it's my house now too" shit. You know it. NTA. This behavior is unacceptable and your fiancé is exhibiting some red flags of her own. She shouldn't be allowing her friend to touch your possessions, she shouldn't be dismissing your concerns and she shouldn't be allowing others to disrespect you or violate your boundaries. She is also being obtuse and difficult when you are asking for a reasonable boundary. NTA. Change the codes and keep all the footage. Your fiancé is just as bad as her friend as she is allowing these things to happen by giving them access to your house. If things don't change once the codes are changed, then reconsider the relationship unless you don't mind having your belongings gone through and taken when you're not there. NTA. The fact that she is taking stuff without your permission is not okay. You own that house and your personal items being taken with permission isn't okay. Your fiancé needs to really think about her friend's actions. Giving the code to your garage is not okay. Makes me wonder what else they have taken, without you noticing. I think it is perfectly acceptable to not want disrespectful people in your home. NTA. They're probably working together and it sounds like you're in danger and have been identified as some kind of mark. These people aren't Ta either. They are acting like sociopathic criminals. Leah and her boyfriend are a shitshow and entitled freeloaders who don't seem to respect boundaries. Erica is being an enabler. I would seriously rethink the plan to put her on the deed. NTA. NTA. And I'd reconsider marrying Erica. Her friend stole from you and she not only defended her, she's giving you the silent treatment over it? NTA. Erica doesn't get to unilaterally decide that it's okay to invite a proven thief into your home. Period. NTA. And as others have said, the big problem here is your fiancé, I'm sorry to say. Obviously Leah and her BF are shitty people, but your fiancé is enabling them to treat you this way. She 1. Told them they could take your tools without asking you to. Made excuses for Leah when she likely lied about stealing the wine. 3. Gave them access to your home when she knows they have been disrespecting your belongings. 4. Disregarded your feelings when you explained to her why you felt the way you did after stealing your clubs. She regularly defends her shitty friend, and seemingly never has your back at all. What if she had succeeded in stealing the wine? What if the clubs had been returned to you damaged or broken? Do you think she'd have your back when you wanted to get them paid for or replaced? If it were me, I'd be really thinking hard about why I'm even in a relationship with someone who shows such little respect for me, my belongings, and most importantly your feelings, thoughts and opinions. NTA. But it sounds like Erica and you are not on the same page. She seems to enjoy having a more open home while you appear to enjoy a more private home. Neither opinion is wrong. However, I would definitely recommend a conversation about what limits you each have regarding visitors, especially unsupervised visitors. NTA. And I would not marry this girl. NTA. You have made your position 100% clear. Follow through on it. Your GF should not be putting her friend above you in this situation and maybe you should consider your relationship in light of this. NTA. First and foremost, it is your house. Your name is the only one on the title. You have revoked Leah's access as a guest. You have the right to bar her from your home. In the relationship department, I suspect Erica has been seeing this behavior for some time, and is stressed on how to get it to stop, resolve itself. The fact she's begging you and not Leah means Leah is a lot more vitriolic than she is even to your face. I suggest getting Erica to a counselor to come up with some boundary setting strategies that will help her preserve her friendship, if that's what she wants. For you, change your garage code. Also, if you have an Alexa or similar, definitely do some of those hilarious "when garage code is used play Skyrim attack and dim the lights, lol."